Hi, welcome to today's presentation series. We're going over training and development for types of websites. What type of website would work best for your business is today's topic, and we are going to think about how to make that decision, understanding what it takes, gives you the knowledge to begin planning and to have the conversation about what you should expect to pay, understanding platform fees, what the best platform is for your needs, and then how to choose a website builder or a contractor to work for you. And hopefully, you'll get an understanding and a little better guide to make those informed decisions. So, this is talking about the fundamental aspects of creating a website and making sure that you understand and carefully consider all of the elements. So, the first topic today that we want to go over is what you should expect to pay for a website. When you're planning, there's a lot that comes into it that a lot of people don't really necessarily think of. And we're going to look at this from a DIY perspective and then compare that to if you were to hire somebody and do it themselves on your behalf. So if we look at breaking down all of those fees, they're not hidden fees, but they're fees that you would not necessarily think of, things that are built in or add ons or just regular subscription fees. And we'll just compare those for you. And then we'll look at the platforms and we'll go an introduction to them. And then that'll help you to start thinking about what you need in those goals. And there's several factors that are related to the cost and how complex you want it, the functional aspects that you're going to build into it, how much content you're going to have, and then regular ongoing maintenance. If we look at complexity, the first section here, the more custom and unique the design, the higher the cost is going to be. If we have simple template based designs, that's cost effective and you could have that launched in a lot faster time than a complex one. So there's our time and our budget. Next, we need to think about the functionality. So if I were to have an initial call with you and we were talking about websites, the first thing I would ask you is what you need to happen from your website. So think about that. Take some notes, write it down. What do you want people to do when they get to your website? If you can answer that question, great. If you don't have that answer, that's okay. That's where we have to start. So if it's something that's custom or unique to you, then we need to talk about finding a contractor to be able to take on those tasks. If it's an informational landing page, that's great. Another option might be having a lead generation form if we need them to get educated and watch videos about your product. So then we create content that is unique to you. That's not something that's a custom build, but it is something that's unique that needs to be created. Another option might be to pay for services. So then we have to think about how we're going to receive payment. Another goal might be to sell products. And how many products are you going to have is the first question you need to answer, and how often will they change? Now we start thinking about inventory management. And then here we have content, the amount and complexity of the content. So our text, images, and videos impact cost. More content means more time and effort in creating and organizing it. If you were to look at a base website, you could have a one page that's a landing page and functions as information and a lead gathering form, probably a video and some sales copy. That would be a one pager. Then a basic brochure style information website would be here's who I am, here's what I do, and here's how you can contact me. So that would be 3 to 5 pages typically. You would always be able to add more to it, but that would be a good classification or a category to say, I need more than one page because it's not necessarily a sales landing page that I'm driving ads to. The ads would typically help sell the product before they got there. Um, if you have the 3 to 5 informational brochure style one, then you have a pretty standard template, your welcome page, who you are on the about page, and the contact form or contact information page. So those are the next ones. And then if you have some videos that could add to it, and let's see, another thing might be a handful of products. So if we have 5 products that never, ever, ever change, we make the same product over and over and over again, and you can just buy it on repeat. So those never change. That would be an easy setup for commerce. If you are a clothing boutique and we start thinking about seasonal changes from jackets, scarves, and winter clothes to shorts, tank tops, and summer clothes, then we have a good turnover of product. That means that each product has its own product page. And now we're thinking about a lot more complex time and energy put into this. So if you were to do this yourself, your role and responsibility would be every product that comes in. So you have a summer vibes tank top, and you then are responsible for putting your own product, take your pictures, upload those, write the description and the content, and set the price. And then remember that there's variants. So your variant would be that this summer vibes tank top comes in small, medium, and large, and pink and blue. So now the time spent in adding a product is your responsibility, and you would manage your inventory as well. So now you have 2 of the pink small and 1 of the medium blue and 2 pink large and 2 blue large. So inventory management and adding products are what you're spending your time on. If it's the 3 to 5 page website that's informational, the content doesn't change on a regular basis, you would be responsible for creating the text, placing it onto a new page. So you have 5, we'll just go with 5. So you'll have 5 pages to write copy for and gather pictures and set it up, and it's set. You're not actually going back in and doing a lot after that. When we're talking about just the build phase, we're not talking about anything after that. So you build those pages and it's set. A landing page, you could probably have built that single page that has the form and maybe a sales video and some sales copy. That one you could be done in a couple hours. So there's your content, thinking about what's involved in your goals and how you reach those goals and your obligation. Next, the site gets launched. Then we have maintenance. So ongoing maintenance, there's updates, security, content management if you're going to change things, and all of those are included when you're thinking about budgeting. So if we break that down a little bit, some of the things that are included in there are annual subscriptions. If you had something that was complex and you brought in some elements to build your website, you would need to pay for those functional features. If you have security or an SSL, that's the padlock up at the top on the left by the address bar. You see that padlock up there, that is called an SSL. That's your security, and anything that is anti-spam or malware, those type of things could be additional costs on the maintenance end after it's launched. And I'm just going to give you some rough ideas because a lot of people have the same question. What is it going to cost? how much should I expect to pay? That's kind of idea of what we're here for today, is to go over what those costs could be. If you have your basic template, it could be anywhere between 500 and 2,000. So compare doing it yourself to a high-end agency. And then we have custom website designs, that's 2,000 to 10,000. E-commerce, depending on how many products you have. If you are having that clothing store and somebody's doing that for you, that could be 5,000 to 25,000. And again, that does depend on your product count and how often those change. And then if we are looking at complex and enterprise websites, think the international airport or something on that scale, $25,000 to $100,000 is a pretty normal price for that. So if we take a couple of examples, the first one here is going to be the bakery. The bakery had a basic template-based website. Their total cost on their side of it was $700. If they paid for a pre-designed template, that could be $300. And with a pre-designed template, think cost versus time. Everything was already built and laid out for the bakery in mind. And so they saved themselves time, and they have something that's polished because they paid for a pre-built template. And that company offered some customization services so they could do extra above and beyond. And they paid $200 to have that set up and installed and customized. And then content creation. And they went to Upwork and they found somebody to write on their behalf content for them, $100 for that. And then they have hosting and update maintenance with their hosting company for $100 a year. So that is their case study for the bakery. The next one is a fashion boutique store. They have a custom designed website with e-commerce capabilities. The reason they have a custom site is the purpose of having their own branding, their color scheme, additional template features like layout and design elements. So that was $8,500. $3,000 for the custom design and the branding. And then they developed the e-commerce setup and a product catalog for them, which was $4,500. And the product photography and descriptions being written for those items that are getting ready to get uploaded were $800. And they have hosting and security updates. So they have an upgraded one because this is commerce. And that was $200. And last, let's look at a case study for an online furniture retailer. That retailer required a complete overhaul of their website, including custom design and advanced functionality. So they were transitioning from an old site to a new site. And that was $35,000. And think large furniture store with multiple locations and the ability to cover different regions. So there was a lot more invested in this one. At $35,000, they had $10,000 in the custom user experience and their enhancements, developing this and making sure that it served the purpose that they wanted it to, with additional search features and a lot more customization on the furniture pieces themselves, and an enhanced user experience that really brought the shopping experience to the real world on a virtual setting. So that development was $20,000, with content creation being $3,000, which is high quality product images and descriptions. And then, like I said, that customization, so you could change the furniture color, or you could see it and turn the furniture around and look through it with different picking it apart pieces. So that $3,000 was for the images and descriptions, which there's a lot of furniture there, and then maintenance, which is monthly hosting and regular updates. So their investment in that website helps bring them to another audience, but it also brings the shopping experience on a higher level. If you can't go in and sit on the couch, the closest thing that you could do to this is just seeing it in your room start looking at it from a deeper level, like the construction, the material, the foam, the fabric, the warranties, all of that information. Next, let's talk about free. Google has a free site builder, which is sites.google.com. When you go in there, you're logged in as I always encourage people that if you're going to do this, create a business at Gmail email account. That way, all of your Google elements, tools, resources, they're all in your business account. So that becomes an asset of your business. And when it's your business, log in as the business. You'll see your logo or that letter. So we'll call it B. You're going to look for the B for your business up in the top right in the circle, and you're going to sign in. Once you're signed in and you go to sites.google.com, you're going to create this website, and the business account will then be that owner of all things Google related. So then you can get your analytics, you can tie it to your Google Business Manager, and that business, that B, will have your business manager. If you run ads on Google, it will all be in one nice place. So that's my takeaway for today. If you're going to create Google products, such as your maps, your Google business listing, your analytics, your ads, and your website, create yourself a business at Gmail email account. So when you log in, you're going to have templates at the very top of your screen. There's a bar that goes across the top, and a word templates, you expand that. And when that opens up, you're going to have a lot to choose from. There's work and personal and portfolios, and there are a lot of options in there. The one that a lot of people find is the most comprehensive, that they can edit and has all the elements to begin with, is Salon. I don't know, how long in the future this video is going to be up, but today Salon is there, and today Salon is the most popular choice among the people that I've worked with and helped them learn how to use it and set up. So look for Salon and then watch a couple tutorials. I'll probably go ahead and create a tutorial to show you how things work in there. So keep an eye out on our channel for that. And when you get in there, you have the ability to add things like Google Forms, the Google Map. You can have your YouTube videos embedded in there because YouTube is a Google product as well. So create your YouTube channel under the same business at Gmail email account, and you'll have your analytics and all of the things set up, and you will end up with a sites.google.com / I think it's view, and then your business name because you're going to name it. But that doesn't have to stay as your website name. So as I have here, the domain name is your purchase. That's going to be the cost associated with this. When you're ready and you publish and you want the world to see it, you have the option in here to go ahead and make that purchase of your website.com. So your custom domain name, anywhere between $10 and $20 a year. Then, so you'll look it up and you'll see if website.com, insert your business name, of course, is available. Make that purchase. It will associate it. You'll go through the steps. It'll associate it with that particular salon theme that you've just created and launched, and you're ready to go. And I have a lot of people that enjoy that. And I think this free version, with the exception of the domain name, which is a separate purchase, but this free website is perfect for those people who have just a brochure style informational website. Things aren't really going to be changing. If they are selling something, they've got like 1 or 2 products, and they just can install that on a page with a PayPal button. And it can be just that simple. You can download documents from your Google Drive. There are so many functional features inside here. If you give it the opportunity, on the right-hand side, you'll look at the Insert tab and see, as you scroll down, all of the things that you can use for free incorporated into your Google site. So take a look at that as you are exploring what site is best for you. And I'll make a video about that, a tutorial. Then we start thinking about, we had our free, paid is next. So think about those things that are included in your site. If you need to have a photographer, are you going to have headshots of your staff? What about products? Do you have to have product pictures, good high quality product pictures? And there is a difference between having a professional photo shoot and just point and click with it on your dining room table. Please don't do that. There are, and I will encourage you, if we're looking at, like I said, we're comparing the DIY to a paid service. If you're going to do it DIY, that's fine. I'd like for you to look up homemade light box for photo shoots. And you'll see that they can be free. Just find if you have a product. So let's think of a product that's the size of a 16-ounce water bottle. So you can imagine that in your hand, a 16-ounce water bottle, and you need to take a picture of it, or a can of pop, something in that size. Whatever your product might be, if it's in that vicinity of size, this DIY light photo box is perfect. So imagine a cardboard box, you lay it on its side, and I want you to cut out 3 of the 4 panels. I used white trash bags, and they become light filters. So I'm going to replace the panel like a window frame. So cut out a window frame and tape the white trash bag. This is going to be so much more understandable when you get a YouTube tutorial or a picture. So Google that. Um, the light filters are the trash bags. The light comes in and diffuses, so you don't have any of those bright spots from the ceiling lights, and you don't actually have any areas that looks funky because of your spotlights. Place the product inside the box. It's still on its side, and you're going to get lamps or spotlights or flashlights or whatever you have. Aim them at the window pane, which is now trash bags taped up real tight. And then on the inside, you have a lot of flexibility with the inside of this light box. You can put poster board, tape it up so it doesn't have any kind of seam. So think as wide as a poster board, that would be the size of the box that you're going to get. That's your cardboard box. I tape it up at the very top, in the back on the inside, and then my water bottle can sit inside the box on that poster board. You can decorate it. Think about things that you could bring in, like flowers or books or whatever it is to set the scene. But that product photography is very, very important to level up that look and feel of your website. And even if it's free, great, that's even better. So then your phone is in front. If you have a camera, even better. And it's always going to be stationary. So you'll swap out one product and then put the next product in there, or turn it so you can see the other side of this water bottle or whatever it is your product is going to be. Now, when you're looking at it, you look up Google search for DIY light box for photo shoot. You can also buy them. Of course, there are professional versions. I've seen them for as little as $35, and they fold, so they can be transported somewhere, or you can just fold it up and put it away when you're not using it. And then instead of finding lights and flashlights, they have LED strips on the inside of them, which makes it really nice because the light source is already there and it's easy and compact. So you have your DIY version and you have a paid version. And then after that, we have product photographers that you can invest in. If you don't want to do it yourself, then find a photographer who excels at product photography. And then remember, you also need, if you have a location, building, workspace, the sales floor, the factory, whatever it is that you have to feature, make sure you include those in your photo shoot list. When the photographer comes, or if you're just checking them off, have a list and make sure that they are included. So you can do it yourself, learn about your phone's professional settings. Most of the phones now have a pro setting. Learn what's available to you. There are 3 things in there that are going to be important. Take some time and get in the knowledge if you're going to do it yourself. That'll level up your game. And then if you have a camera, make sure that you have the right lens and lighting and understand what's behind whatever it is you're taking a picture of. Look all the way around the setting. And like I said, that can be free, clear up to $3,000 depending on how many photos you need, your product count, and the professional. So you can plan for anywhere between a whole day shoot from 900 clear up to a couple grand. And then of course they would have professional touch up and editing. If you need a logo, that's the next thing that we have to think about: content on that website and the paid services. Logos can be on Fiverr. I need a logo. Fiverr comes back and they have somebody that can do it for $5. Just keep in mind that they may have sold this logo multiple times over to other people. So you might end up seeing that logo for $5 somewhere else in the world later on down the road. Anywhere to having a graphic designer make it for you with several edits and versions of it, up to $800. An alternative, if you're doing it DIY, is open a Canva account. And when you get into Canva in the search bar, it'll say, what do you want to create today? And you'll type in the word logo, and they'll give you a lot of options to choose from. They're all editable. So if you find something that is on target with what you want to present, you can edit it. And you'll open up the editor. And when you're in the editing window, you'll have the ability to change colors, to click on the text and change the text to match your business name. And then you can download and load that as a JPEG or a PNG with a transparent background, or an SVG if you need something to go on print for banners and things that are going to be larger. So the Canva tool is free. They also have a paid version. So your investment would either be a free account, and sometimes there's some charges if you're using an image or a graphic element, that maybe it's $1 or $2. If you don't want to pay for a subscription, that's okay. And you find something that you're absolutely in love with and it's just a matter of a couple dollars to have it. Alternatively, you can also, let's say it was a clip art picture of a car, and the standard one comes with a car, but it's a paid graphic and you want to save $1, that's fine. Just look for another car. So when you're in there in the elements, look for car and then find one that's free. Replace the paid car, delete that out of the graphic, and use the free car and put that in there, and then you won't have any charges to that. So it can be totally free, or you can pay for an annual subscription, and all of those paid images are now included in your paid subscription, which is great for you. And alternatively, you can also have somebody pay a contractor anywhere between, I would say, $20 to $80 to design a Canva thing for you on Fiverr. So those are some options for logos. And then, of course, there's copywriting. And the range of the DIY to hiring somebody could include having AI write it for you. So you could use ChatGPT. There's a free version there. And you could just say, here's my business. In the prompt, you're going to say, I'd like for you to write a web page content for my product that's going to go on my website. And this is the product. These are the features. This is the price. These are the benefits. And it will respond with text. Proofread it. So your time there is about proofreading it, editing it, and tweaking it. And then you can place that into your own website. So that's a free version. Again, ChatGPT does have an upgraded version. If you feel that's necessary and important for you, and you're going to have a lot of tasks for ChatGPT, there's your opportunity to upgrade, but you can still get everything done and accomplished that you would need in a free version. And then you would, after that, have the paid contractor working for you. And that could be anywhere like up $80 a page. And that person can write that for you. And then there's design themes and templates. So if we are having something that's pre-built, we can get free pre-built designs and we can pay for them. It isn't essential for you to understand and prepare for the costs associated with them. These are things that a lot of people don't necessarily know yet, which is our goal today, is to enlighten you on those. And the things that we'll talk about here next is the initial cost, subscriptions, and variations in the features. And then how can we scale it up? Maybe we have a free version today. Is that going to set us up for the future to be able to scale? What about custom fees and transaction charges for e-commerce? Those are all things that we have to build into the cost. If you were building a new building and you needed to have new walls built, new carpet installed, change the lighting, those are all things that are associated with the cost of that building. And we need to think about those in the same way, the same manner for your website. Many website building platforms have those free and paid plans. So I want you to take a look and see if you say, this is the popular product and it's $20 a month. If you scroll down, is there a free version and will that be sufficient? It's not always the answer. Sometimes there are paid models that offer something that enhances our website or saves us time or helps us to make more money. So we have to think of it in terms of, is it a good investment? Is it necessary? Other platforms charge monthly fees. And if you pay for it as an annual payment, a one-time fee for the entire upcoming year, then we will be able to save money. And then sometimes if you set up an account and you're starting with brand new account setup, they'll give you a free domain. So look for that too. Don't just run out and buy a domain name and then start to think, well, what do I do with it next? If you do it the other direction and say, I'm ready to do this and I know what I want, then you can take advantage of that free domain name as a perk or a benefit when you make that purchase. If we're talking about sales on our website, some platforms charge a percent of each sale. So make sure that you look at that if e-commerce is an important part of what you're doing. Others will integrate with third-party services, which is nice because that helps you to know more about what's happening on your website. It enhances the user experience also. And then the domain name and subscriptions are hopefully automatically renewed for you so you don't ever lose your website. So if we look at costs, we have hosting, domain names, website and security, and then premium themes and plugins. And if we're writing blogs and having content, then that's an important step to note. And e-commerce, small business, and custom websites vary as well. Next, let's think about that. Domain, an average is a good price is about $20. Hosting is $80 to $6,000, depending, again, if we're looking at e-commerce, if we're looking at custom built, if we're looking at large enterprise size websites. Your payment processor is going to take 3%. Then we have our security, which is an example of that is called SiteLock. And then our SSL, which is the padlock. We have third-party integration and add-on and renewal costs. So which one is the best for you? To make that informed decision, it's going to be critical that you learn the strengths and weaknesses of them and understand how they can impact your online presence. Sometimes when we look at being a part of somebody else's website builder, integrated in something bigger than that, we lose our SEO, our ability to be found. So ask yourself that question. If I use this, will I be hidden or buried? Or, and I've had that happen a lot of people that come to me and asking for help. They're like, I'm not able to be found. What can I do to increase my SEO? Well, you're a part of something else. So chances are it's probably not going to happen the way you have it set up. Carefully evaluate that when you think about the platform and make sure that it aligns with your business goals and your website goals. So, what are the options? Here's some of the most popular ones. The first one is WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, and Shopify. And then, of course, Google. On WordPress, that's an open source content management system. Your content is being managed inside this. That's that CMS. So when somebody uses the word, what's your CMS? That's your content management system. The pages, the images, the content, all of the things that live inside your website. And plugins are those elements that help build the website and keep it together. And I call them our little puzzle pieces. So plugins add the puzzle pieces to enhance your website. And there are free versions out there. Some of the plugins, just to give you a heads up, have a light version. And on the light version, it's limited on its functionality until you pay for the pro version. So keep that in mind too. If you want to keep your costs low and the regular version, light version, and pro version are available, start exploring those and seeing where your scalability is. Then, of course, themes. The theme is what's the template, the look and the feel of what your website is. And a personal blog or a small business website benefits from having WordPress because it's user friendly and there's a wide community support and scalability. Wix is another user friendly website that's a drag and drop customization. So when you're building in Wix, it's easy to find what you need, grab it, and then place it onto your website builder and then publish. You can have a functional website quickly in Wix, showcasing the menu location and contact details or products, those type of things. Squarespace is another platform that is elegant and professionally designed with templates, and it's an easy choice for professionals and portfolios. You can showcase your work as a photographer and have a visually appealing online portfolio. Shopify is the next one, and Shopify is designed for stores with product management and inventory control. So if you're going to have multiple products, Shopify is where you need to be on that one. And they do payment processing. So that fashion retailer uses this for their products and seasonal changes and promotions and that sort of thing. Here's a Shopify example. These ones are cups, but they have coolers, drinkware, gears, accessories, all of these things up here. So Shopify is known for its e-commerce capabilities. They are built specifically for online stores. Payment processing is integrated, and inventory management has a lot of tools for that. The con of having chose Shopify is that the e-commerce cost is monthly, and it does have a little bit of a learning curve for beginners. But the one thing I want to say is that if you're paying for these monthly subscription websites, when you're done paying for them, your website goes away and that's it. So just keep in mind that if you build in Shopify, that you are committed to Shopify or Wix or any of the other ones that have that paid model, and Squarespace as well. So just keep that in mind. But it's the same as if you were in a physical location and you were paying rent. When you're done paying rent, that physical location goes away. You're no longer in that business. So it's the same business type. If we have Wix, here's an example of Wix and some of the things that you can do in here. There's templates and designs. And like I said, that's that drag and drop, easy to use and simple builder. They have a lot of templates and your hosting is included in the Wix plans. It's limited on customization ability and it's not ideal for complex, large websites. So I wouldn't recommend necessarily building it if you plan on in Wix, if you plan on doing something larger later. And then on WordPress, there's a lot of customization ability in here, and it's flexible and has an extensive plugin library. In addition to the themes that are available, plugins help bring a lot to your website. It's adaptable and it's suitable for various websites. You can have a simple landing page in WordPress. You can build clear up to an e-commerce with a plugin feature. So WordPress is very dynamic, which makes it very popular. And the themes and plugins and designs and elements help you to scale and grow. If you want to change that model, if you want to do something a little bit different later, you can. You are responsible for the updates and security. It's not supported by Wix or Shopify's team. Their team, what you pay for, is part of what helps your site stay updated and secure. Here, you're on your own. And if you want to get into deep customization, you might need to hire somebody out or have a bit of a learning model in there. Okay, so we have Squarespace as our next model to take a look at. They have professional templates, and they're renowned for their visual appeal. And when you integrate hosting in there, that's included with your hosting and domain. And they have user-friendly content management. Their templates are known for being restrictive. There's not a lot of advanced customizations that you can do, and they are higher priced compared to other platforms. So the beginning question and the reason for today's lesson was, what is the best platform to build your website on? Think and answer these questions about what is your goal? What do you want to happen? So that's, again, I said the first question that we ask, what do you want to have happen on your website? E-commerce, blogging, content creation, visual content, or just a personal site? If you have a small business, like a cafe or a local shop, not really a lot of editing going on, Wix is a great recommendation. If you have photos or art or something that you want to promote, Squarespace is a great place for that. You can sell on there and use their visually appealing themes. If you have content or a personal blog, or you'd like the flexibility of having your own website and being able to manage your own content, WordPress is perfect for that. And online stores and e-commerce, highly recommend Shopify for those. If you're looking at choosing a contractor to do this for you, sometimes people say, I don't want to learn, I just need it up and I'm willing to pay, and I have other things to do. Let's look at hiring somebody. Then there's some things that you need to think about when it comes to, can I build my website? What's your skill level? Do you have the time? And are you comfortable with technology? If you want to outsource it, then we have to think about, what's your budget and are you able to convey what you need them to do for you? So if you have somebody in-house doing it, you or your team or somebody on your staff, then you have control over the development process and you can make immediate changes, which is great. If you are hiring, you can add that to your website. If you have a new staff member that you want to add to the team roster, you can do that. If you are adding blogs on a regular basis, you have full control to be able to do that. Your team knows your business and they have a deeper understanding of the specific needs. So being able to do that in-house is a pro, and there's direct and immediate communication within your team so that the website can constantly grow. If you have somebody there that's dedicated to making these changes for you. If you are outsourcing it and you have a contractor, outsourcing it is cost effective as you pay for services on a project basis. So if you say, I don't have anybody on my team that can update and edit our website, we find somebody to do that support work for you. So then those things I just talked about, your new staff or your hiring or the new blog, you can outsource that and the contractor can do that for you. Um, they will have specialized skills and experience, so that's something that you don't necessarily need to learn. You can focus on your business. Sometimes, not always, they can be faster than your in-house, but they can get projects done quicker than if you had to learn every time, and you can scale up and down if you're just having them um, do that for you. So how do we select them? We need to take a look at their experience in website development and their expertise in your industry, and then review their work that they've done and see if it's up to the quality and style and diversity that you want. Check their references, look at their clients, look at what they've done in the past, and look at their website to see other clients that they've listed. And then knowing what you need, if you're looking for just a simple landing page or having a complex build, check their technical proficiency. Are they only building in WordPress? Are they familiar with Shopify? What level do they bring to the table? And then their budget. Ensure that their pricing aligns with your budget and make sure that there are no hidden costs. So make those informed decisions when you're selecting that. It involves factors like your purpose, your target audience, scalability, and answer these questions. What are you planning to pay for your website? What can you afford? Maybe there's an opportunity that you can split some of the responsibilities if you don't have a large budget or an unlimited budget. And then which platform is going to be best for your goals? And then is there something that I can have a contractor do? Or maybe I just pay for setup. Can you set me the website up and I'll work in the content? Teach me how to add content and then I'll take it from there. So that's another option. And that website is really the first point of contact between the business and its audience. So remember that website should be a dynamic entity that evolves as your goals and audience change. And by focusing on those, you're on your way to creating an effective and impactful website. I hope this has been helpful. Take a look at our other trainings, and I'll see you in the next video.